Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request, the 20th of June. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director of Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is a weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we're looking at Nearmap, Praemium, Linus, AGL and KSL. So if you've got a request, send it through. Make sure you share this video on social media. Make sure you've signed up to the free newsletter. And also just remember, any advice here is journal only. So I'll start off with Nearmap. Fantastic run since the start of the year. Across May, there was a slight concern that the range was sort of broadening out here, but we obviously have seemed to have overcome that. We've broken to a new high. In terms of the break here, volume came back in. So far looking positive again for Nearmap, should continue higher. I guess the only slight concern is yesterday we had this, if I zoom in here on the daily chart, this little formation here is known as a doji. A lot of people know that that is a reversal signal, but only possibly a reversal signal. What we need is sort of confirmation that that's a peak. So if we get sort of lower levels for Nearmap over the next few days or so, yes, that's a reversal, but way too early to assume that's the case for the moment. We've got a breakout out of a 1 month consolidation, so I think the odds are that it will continue to head higher. So in terms of Praemium, if we have a look at, so this is a daily chart going back about a year now. We can see it's just a fairly horrible looking chart. The shares are in a downtrend. The positive is that if I look at a weekly chart, so I'll zoom in, we do potentially have a reversal here. So in this case, we've got a downtrend giving us a doji and then a gap higher. And so far this week, yes, we've got lower levels, but in isolation, this is potentially a reversal. What we need to see is some higher lows, and then potentially, yes, that can be the bottom. But at the end of the day, the downtrend is still intact. So you'd have to say that for the moment, the risk is to the downside, unless we see those higher lows start to form. Okay, with Linus, so we'll look at the daily chart. So sort of big sell-off here at the beginning of June, and the volume was fairly decent as well, which was a bit of a concern. Tried to bounce and then came back again. But on a positive note, yesterday when it retested this low, it managed to reverse. So we've potentially got a little double bottom there. We've got some nice volume coming in on the way back up yesterday. So we may well see Linus head higher again. So at the moment, it looks like it's found support, and I think it'll head higher. Okay, AGL, so if we look at a weekly chart for this one, so we had this downtrend here. It broke that at the beginning of the year, which was good, but then it's taken the lift back down. And now it's sort of threatening that downtrend line again. So, depending on how close you draw this compared to the other peaks, you're basically threatening that level, which is near $20. So I think the next few days are crucial for AGL. It really needs to hold on here and try to head higher. I think if it sort of continues to break down, that's a concern, and I'd say it'll go retest this 2018 low. Okay, KSL, which is Kina Securities, not one I've heard of before. Start off with a weekly chart. So in terms of the last sort of year and a half, it's been in an uptrend. Just having a look more at the daily, we can see that any moves up have been sort of fairly impulsive. Any sort of pullbacks are fairly corrective. Another impulsive move, corrective pullback. Good volumes on the way up, lower volumes on the way down. So basically almost a textbook case of a nice strong trend. So it should just continue to head higher. At the moment, I don't see any warning signs for this one. All right, well, that's it for this week. If you have a request, send it through. We'll try to cover it in next week's video for you.